my channel. Thank you guys for tuning into this video, and I'm gonna start being more consistent on this channel, so make sure that you guys subscribe because I'm gonna be posting a lot, like I said, and I really want to get into this YouTube thing, get this rolling, so you don't want to miss out on the journey. So again, like and subscribe, and I'm not going to talk too much. Y'all can tell by the title what this video is going to be about, so let's get into the video. Okay, so we're going to get into this story time. Grab your popcorn, grab your snacks, whatever you need to grab, because this is an interesting story, y'all. So get settled in, and we're going to get to the story. So about 2 weeks before I went off to college, I just finished I'm about to finish my freshman year of college, and this was the beginning of the year before I even got there. So about 2 months before my move-in date, you know how you email your roommate, you know, what colors do you want to do the room, you want to match the rooms, whatever. So I emailed her and I was like, hey girl, like, you know, send me your number so we could like get the colors we want for a room, we get to know each other, we could hang out if possible, like just before we move in, to make it less awkward, you know, because I'm not an awkward person. I don't like being in awkward situations, so if I can make it less awkward, I was gonna do that. But she never emailed me back, and then come to find out, when I did move into my first dorm room, she wasn't my roommate anymore. I guess she no longer went there or switched rooms. I don't know what happened. But I ended up rooming, my first roommate, I ended up rooming with her, and we met at orientation too, so we were already cool, so that was good. And we got along, of course, but y'all, I moved into this dorm hall called Whitley, and it was horrible. It was one of the older buildings on campus, first of all, and it was so bad. Like, I'm a very clean person. I like modern stuff, and it was the restrooms were, I kid you not, if you moved to turn around, your butt cheek was swiping that dirty wall, mold in the corner.
Oh my God, what is that? Oh my God, what is that?
I was just like, no, I can't do it. It smelled like mulch in the bathroom. I put spray, those little things, those hanger things that you put in the toilet, I put those in there. Nothing was working. So I was like, I cannot do this. So about 2 weeks after you have stayed in that particular dorm, you can file for a room replacement. So I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and file for one of the newer dorm rooms called P3. And so I filed for that one. And y'all, if I would have had known that you could get a private room, I would have got a private room to begin with, but I did not know that until the end of the semester. So I ended up putting a housing application in for a double, which is 2 people at phase 3, which is one of the newest residence halls. So I was like, I'm gonna do that. It's nice, and that's what I'm gonna do. Because mind y'all, I was walking back and forth every day from Whitley to P3 to shower, because that's how bad it was, y'all. I'm not kidding, it was that bad. So I ended up having to stay down there at Whitley for like almost 3 months. I had to stay in that hotel. I had to stay in that dorm room until they could switch me. So I switched, and they sent me an email saying, this is your new room number. You can go say hi to your roommate if you want to, whatever, and then this is your moving date. So I was like, okay, cool. So mind y'all, I go there every day to shower. So I went and I stopped by my new room, and in the back of my head, my first roommate, she's so cool. Shout out to Des. I love her. We still talk. Nothing was wrong with my first roommate at all. It was just, I did not want to stay in that old dorm room. It was just that me and her actually really get along. We still get along. We still talk. We're still friends. Blah, blah, blah. But like I said, I just couldn't stay in there. So we used to always walk back and forth. So we went over there, and I was like, let me check out the new dorm room, whatever, because I got the room number. And so I went over there, and I'm checking, and in the back of my head, I'm like, I hope it's a black girl, because, you know, like, I don't know, I just feel like I connect more with black girls. Nothing, no shade to nobody at all. I'm a good person to get along with, whatever, but it was just like, I want a black roommate, you know, I haven't had that experience, whatever. Must say. But anyway, so, hold on, let me change this. Okay, so, anyway, like I was saying, so, I stopped by the door, and I hear, it's very loud, and I hear a familiar voice. We're gonna call her Cincy, and she was in the room, and I was gonna knock, but I'm like, no, they sound like they're busy, whatever. And so I had a feeling of who she was with because she had posted her on Snapchat of like her in a room with the girl. So I'm like, that has to be my roommate. I put two and two together. I'm like, that's gonna be my roommate. So I'm like, okay, she looks cool, whatever. She looks fun. Like I've seen her on campus before. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I move in that weekend, and my old roommate and her boyfriend comes down from out of town. He comes to our college and he helps me move all my stuff into the car and move it into the new dorm room, which shout out to them, Des and her boyfriend. I really thank them for that. And this other girl, I'm not gonna say her name because whatever. But yeah, so shout out to them, and they helped me move whatever. So when we first got in there, it was cool vibes. Like we were getting to know each other, blah blah blah. Like it was cool. We didn't have any arguments. Like it wasn't an arguments, but the first red flag that I did notice was that she never cleaned up after herself. Like it was always she had clothes on the floor, food left out, and you know food attracts gnats. So it was like, you know, we in college, so we be eating noodles and stuff, whatever. But she had like noodle packets and then seasoning all over the, like we had like, it was an area where it was your clothes, and then you put your fridge in your microwave, and it's a little thing at the top, like a drawer thing, like, you know, the top of a drawer. And she put all her food there, and it was like seasoning all across the thing. So obviously, me thinking like, I don't want to get ants. But you know, I'm kind of a shy person when I don't know, or when I haven't got to know anyone. So I'm thinking like, I'm not gonna say anything yet. Like I'm just gonna, you know, maybe she'll fix it. She's being lazy, whatever. So I'm like brushing off, cool, whatever. And she still don't fix it. So we get a little closer, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna have a clean day. So we're gonna clean. So we clean our room, our dorm room. If I still have pictures, I'll insert a picture of what our dorm room looked like when I first cleaned it, when we cleaned it. And so it stays clean for like a couple of days, and it'll go back messy. And I am not a messy person. I like everything organized, but you know, two people come from two different backgrounds, and she's not used to clean, whatever. So I'm like, I cannot force somebody to clean whatever, so I'm just gonna put up with it. And my mom already told me, you want to move, you want to get a new roommate, and this roommate you get along with, you might not get along with that one. But I was like, I'm taking the chances because I can't live in there. So when I'm telling my mom, she's like, oh, I told you, like whatever. So she not helping me. So I'm like, okay, just brush it off. Maybe, you know, it'll get better, whatever. So, you know, a few weeks go by, whatever. We're cool, we're chilling. She even had plans to come to my house for Fright Fest. Yeah, she even had plans to come to my house for Fright Fest at Six Flags, so we could go with one of my other friends from my hometown. And that didn't end up happening. And let me tell you why. So, this was like a week before our homecoming, and this is my first homecoming. But that weekend, I realized that it fell on, sorry, it just keeps like acting weird, but that it fell on the same weekend of my homecoming. So I was like, Fright Fest is always going to be there, and then my first homecoming experience, I would just miss that. So I was like, I'm not going to miss that, whatever. So I end up just staying down at college and going to my homecoming. And this is where we got into our first, like, big argument, really big argument, which it could have been totally avoidable. It was stupid, whatever. So, and this was right before Christmas break. It was homecoming, so I think it was like October. Yeah, I think it was October. If I'm not mistaken, October, yeah. So, we're getting ready from homecoming week, right? So, this is the first. Oh, this is what I forgot to mention. She always has people in and out our room, right? And she does hair, so there's always hair on the floor. There's always, and I'm always the one picking up after everything, which is a pet peeve of mine. You know, I keep my side clean, but then your side looks raggedy. And then when people come in our room, it doesn't look put together. And mind you, our colors were matching, like, coincidentally. Like, we didn't plan it or anything. I didn't know her before I moved in. So that was cute, but our room was always messy. So that was just so annoying. So, like I said, she always had people in our room, didn't ask, unannounced. And we had an agreement where, you know, anybody can come as long as we communicate that with each other. I don't just want to walk in my room and there's 100 people that I don't even know in my room. Because then, you know, I don't feel comfortable. I don't know who they are. Whatever, stuff like that. But I wasn't really tripping about it. Like, I didn't make it that big of a deal because I'm not that type of person to just be like, girl, you need to ask me if someone's gonna come up, whatever. I was just like, whatever, you know, it's cool. I'm not a stuck up person, like, whatever. So, she had this girl, I'm gonna name her Chicken. I don't know, I'm just gonna name her Chicken. She used to always be in our room. She used to sleep in our room, and and things like this. And she was involved in a lot of drama with other men, boys, whatever you want to say. And it was just something that I don't partake in. I don't like drama. I don't do drama. Especially in college, I just feel like that's so overrated. Like, okay, come on now. High school, whatever, whoop-de-whoop. But we're in college now. We're here to get a degree. We're here to educate ourselves, not to be arguing with you or the next person. So I stayed clear of drama, but with this roommate, she was all up in the drama, all up in the mix, all up in everything. And it was just a lot. So let me stop chatting. I'm sorry, y'all. But, so, where was I at? I forgot. Damn it. Okay. But anyway, I'm gonna try to remember where I was at. But anyway, so yeah, like I said, she brought a lot of people in our room. So let me get to the part where the drama started happening. So we had this party for our homecoming, and homecoming was going good so far. She had people come down that she knew from TSU, which was cool. She let me know beforehand, and it was like, I think, I'm trying to think, it was like 3 or 4 guys. No, 4 guys that stayed in our room that night, which I'm not complaining. They were cool. Like, it was cool, you know, whatever. But I didn't know how long they were staying, so it was just a lot to have all those people in that tiny. Like, dorm rooms aren't big. If y'all go to college, y'all know they're not big, and it was just a lot of space. I mean, it was not a lot of space in there. But the first night, I was just like, cool, whatever. So the next day is the biggest homecoming party that we have. We have people coming in from PV, we have people coming from everywhere coming to our homecoming party. So we're getting ready, blah, blah, blah. We're trying to figure out what costume we're going to wear, blah, blah, whatever. So, mind you, this is a sign from God for me not to go. But of course, I didn't listen. So, we're getting ready in the ride. So first, my cousin offered to take me. But I was like, nah, because I have other people trying to come with me. Because her friend had came down too. Or one of her friends and then her best friend had came down too for our homecoming, and they was trying to ride with us too, and my cousin's friends were already riding with her, so I'm like, that's not going to be enough room, but don't worry about it, thank you though, whatever. So the boy that we were supposed to ride with, he ended up leaving us because we were taking too long to get ready, I guess, whatever. So now we're stuck looking for a ride, and this is where God is like, stay your black ass at home, stay at home. But I did not listen, of course, and so I ended up calling one of my friends. And she was like, yeah, I'll take y'all, whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool, bet. She on her way. So we come down and we get in the car. We're there. And mind you, the whole day, I had a bad vibe about this whole day. Like, I had a bad vibe. It was just a weird vibe. Like, you know, when something is just off. Like, that's how I felt. Like, it was just off the entire day. I don't know why, but it was just off the entire day. So we get there. And there's a lot of people lined up. But we knew the person that was hosting the party, so we went around back and they let us in. Cool, we didn't have to wait no line. Cool, because it was cold out there. So we're in there, we're partying, we're dancing around, and I'm texting my other friend trying to look for her to meet up with her because she was riding with somebody else to the party, and it ended up not being service in there, so the text messages was going back slow and everything was just going slow. So I was just like, if I bump you at the party, I'm just bumping you at the party, because at this point, but at this point, I couldn't like keep texting her back and forth. My bad, y'all. I got rudely interrupted. But anyway, so yeah, so like I was saying, the text message wasn't going through, whatever. So again, I'm still getting a weird vibe. So this might be too much for y'all. I don't know. But then, you know, this is still like a little touchy subject to get on because it was just a traumatic experience. But anyway, there ended up being gunshots going off in the party, and we ended up having to run into the bathroom. You know, it was just terrifying. Like, everybody's scattering, everybody's going everywhere, and everybody's just going everywhere. And so I'm just trying to stay calm, not trying to panic. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, I've never been in this type of situation, so I'm freaking out. Like, we don't hear the shots anymore, so everybody's just like, all right, let's run, let's get out. So we get out, we run, and right, so we came with somebody, like the boy that we were supposed to ride with that left, ended up leaving. She was like, I don't know if he's safe, like, I need to go back and get him. And like, I'm being understanding. I'm like, because I would be the same way if I came with somebody that I knew and I don't know where they are, of course. But I'm telling her, hold on. But I'm telling her, like, we need to hurry up and go, because very well that shooter could still be inside, and then what, like, she didn't have a phone at the time, so I'm like, I give her my phone, like, you call him. And so she starts cursing me out, y'all. Well, I'm not kidding. Like, we're in front of a bunch of people. Everybody is running out the venue, crying, screaming, everything. And she stopped to curse me out.
Are you serious?
Okay, and now I know people deal with stress different ways and everything, but it was just not the time nor the place, because I'm trying to make sure both of us are safe and everybody that we came with is safe, and that we get far away as this place as we can. And I'm like, you could call him, but if we go back in there, we're risking our lives again. I'm not gonna do that, okay? I'm not doing that. Like, we not kin folk. I'm not doing that with you. I'm sorry. I just met you. I'm not doing that with you. So if you want to go back in there, you go back in there, but I will not go back in there to risk my life. You could call him and we could wait to see, but I'm not going back in there. Heck no, I'm not going back in there. To me at the time, that was just like, are you kidding me? Like, no, I'm not going back in there. But anyway, so we had gotten in the car with the boy that was supposed to, I'll call him D. The boy that D was supposed to, who we were supposed to ride with before. So we got in the car with D and we drive off. So we drive back to campus. We're like 30 minutes, 20 minutes out from campus, whatever. So we get back in the car and I'm mad as crap, okay? Because before I went, one of my real good friends had got shot. So it was just like a lot going on. Like, I was still trying to get my mind right from that. And it was just like a lot going on. So I'm like, man, I'm not finna argue with this girl. I'm not being in this space, whatever. So she's in the car acting like she's fine, whatever, everything's fine, whatever, cool. But I'm still shaking up. So I get out the car, I get my stuff to shower with, and I lost my ID card, I lost my key card, so I had to go down to the office and get a card, like, the swipe cards, like that's what we had at first, but I had to get a card to actually put in the key thing and unlock it. So I had to use that. So she get up there, her and her little friends, and I'm sure they was talking to mess about me, whatever. I don't care. At this point, I do not care. So I get in and I call CC. That's my best friend, period. And I call her and I'm like, bro, like, you cannot believe what just happened. Like, I'm telling her, check on Jam. I'm calling him Jam. Like, check on Jay, make sure he's good. Like, the boy that, just whatever. So I'm like, please check on him, make sure he's straight. Like, it just like triggered like memories. So I'm like, please make sure he's good, he's okay, whatever. She's like, okay, calm down, whatever. And one of my guy friends that we both knew, she texted him and was like, can you make sure she's straight? Like, so I'm like, yeah, whatever. So I stayed the night over there with him because I'm like, I'm not staying. Don't even think like that. We just friends, we was being supportive because he didn't go to the party. He's not a party person, so he didn't go to the party. But so I get my stuff because I'm not staying in there, because all her friends and all the boys from the previous night, they were still staying in there. So I'm not gonna be in a room with a bunch of people that, for one, I don't know, for two, we just left the shooting, and for three, you just cursed me out, and I'm trying to make sure we're both okay and we get out of this alive. So it was just a whole, like, no, I'm not doing that. But like I said, I understand different people go through different things, handle stress differently, whatever. So I'm not even trying to like be mad, whatever. I'm just like, I need to get myself together. So I take a shower, I get my bag, and I go over to his apartment, whatever. So then, oh, I forgot a part. So when I'm walking out, she doesn't see me though, but when I'm walking out, she's standing in a little lobby study area thing of our dorm on our floor, and she's talking shit about me, y'all. Just, I don't know to who, but till this day, I have never brought that up to her. She's talking a bunch of crap about me to whoever she's talking to, whatever. So I'm like, I don't have time. So I get myself and I go. Now, after that, I think the day after, or the day after that, we was out for Christmas break, so we didn't really speak, whatever. And so, I'm telling my mom the whole story. She came to get me, I think that day or the next day, she came to get me. Like, I'm not standing down here, no. Like, I'm shaking up, like I'm ready to be at home with my family, people I love, surrounded by people I love. Because it was just all scary. It was just a scary time. I don't want to get into too much detail about everything. But anyway, so yeah, my mom ended up picking me up. So I don't hear from her. I don't text her because, again, she didn't have a phone at the time. So I get a text. I don't remember what day it was, but it was a few days into break. And late at night, I get a text. And she's like, hey, Rumi, this is my new number.
What are you talking about, man?
Hey, Rumi, we are not cool. Are you kidding me? But in the back of my mind, I'm like, I'm not the type to hold grudges. I've never been the type to hold grudges. Like, I'm not gonna hold grudges with you. But I'm like, we're gonna communicate this. We're gonna discuss this. Okay, and so we talk about it, and I'm telling her how I feel. Like, it was uncalled for, but I understand people handle search differently. Blah blah blah. So she goes on to say, well, clearly we're not. If I have the text messages, I would insert them so I can see. But she was like, clearly we're not as close as I thought we were, blah blah blah. Just some bullshit, y'all. She disregarded my whole text about exactly how I felt. And y'all, get this. She let one of those boys sleep in my bed and then lied about it. And later when we, fixed it, whatever, she admitted to me that, yeah, he did stay in my bed. So that was another red flag. Why was you lying to me in the first place when we were trying to get understanding and talk about it? So I'm like, clearly you're not mature. You're still lying about stuff. Like, for what? In my eyes, I was just like, why is this necessary? Like, whatever. So that was the first situation. We squashed it. Like I said, I don't hold grudges. So I was just like, whatever. But I'm charge it to the game. I'm forgive you, but I'm not gonna forget what you did and how you move, and when you don't like me, how you go talk about the next person, me, whatever. But mind y'all, when I first met her, she was always in drama. She would talk about her friends to my face and then go be in their face. So that's how I already knew, like, that's some weird stuff, whatever. Okay, next on to the second situation, which is where everything blew up. Okay, y'all, so it was one night we was getting ready for a party, right? And she had me a cute little ponytail, whatever. And so I was like, cool, with get a bottle, whatever. So, and she's the type of person that likes to show out in front of her friends, like just act different vibe in front of different people. So I already didn't like that either. But we get to the party, and she is like, wanting to hold the bottle, like hog the bottle. I'm like, girl, is you serious? Like, no, we gonna pay for this. You don't need to be giving it to this, that, and the third person. Like, she was just, you want a shot, you want a shot, you want a shot. I'm like, we paid for this for me and you. It was like a little bottle like that. So it was not enough to be passing around. It wasn't like it was one of them big $100-something bottles. Like, it wasn't like that at all. So I'm like, stop passing it around. But anyway, so we end up, staying at the party for a while. We end up going to Taco Bell to get some food. And mind y'all, we pay for each other's food, but I am so big on, even if it is $1, you need to pay me back. If you said you were gonna pay me back, you need to pay me back. If you in it, let me stop rambling. Okay, so we get to Taco Bell, right? And she's like, I left my card, but whatever. Like, if you pay for my food, I cash app you. So I'm like, girl, whatever. Yeah, just make sure you cash app me. Cause like I said, if she would have said, hey, like, I don't got it right now, but I'm hungry, can you give me some food? I'd be like, girl, yeah, don't worry about it, whatever. But that was not the conversation. The conversation was, will you pay me? Will you give me some food? And I'll cash up you back. So I'm like, cool, whatever. And I hate having to ask people to pay me back. Like, you should, want to, like, I don't know. I just feel like you should want to pay that person back because you said you was going to pay the person back, whatever. So I end up buying her food, and she goes in like, okay, let me stop sounding cheap. She got like $10 worth of food. So I'm not tripping, whatever. I'm just like, just make sure you pay me back, whatever. And she had left that night. She didn't stay in the room that night. So I'm like, I'm not gonna keep bothering her tonight about it, whatever. Like, I'll give her a day or two to pay me back or bring it up. So I don't bring it up. The next day we get on FaceTime, and she's not back yet. She's over her friend's house, whatever. And so I didn't say anything about it. And then it was like another day went by. So I texted her and I was like, hey, like, just don't forget to, can you cash at me? Don't forget to pay me back, whatever. And she didn't say anything. Like, she completely ignored the text message. So I go in the room and she's coming out, right? And I'm like, I haven't seen her yet. So I'm like, hey, where you going? She was like, I'm going to da-da-da room, like, being real, like, not distant, nonchalant, whatever. So I'm like, okay. Like, if anybody should be acting weird, it should be me. But I'm like, okay, whatever. So I kind of fall back because I'm a Virgo. I don't know if y'all know this about Virgos, but, well, at least for me, when I get upset or when I get mad, I just get quiet. I don't want to talk. I don't want to argue. Like, I just get quiet. So I'm getting quiet, and she asks me what's wrong, and I'm telling her, like, you haven't paid me back, blah, blah, blah. And every time I would mention it, she switched the conversation. But what was crazy, this was my biggest issue about it. She had been buying other people food, but you have not paid me back. Like, how does that work? That's what really made me upset. But I'm still like, I'm talking to my mom about it. She's like, charge it to the game. You already knew how she was from the previous situation, and you put yourself in that situation again, like, you know, whatever. So I'm like, yeah, you're right, I'm gonna charge it again, whatever. But I'm still feeling some type of way, but I'm like, whatever, I'm not gonna keep asking her about it. So anyway, so one night I go into the room, like, this is finals week. Yeah, this is finals week. I go into the room, and the same girl that used to always stay in our room, even though she has our room, she was in there. And she had a gun in the room, sitting on a little suitcase thing, right in display, like pointed at the door type shit. So, you know, I'm thinking like, because I've seen the roommate, I've seen the news on what the crazy roommates be doing when you get to college. So I'm like, obviously we're not in a good space, and we haven't been in a good space, so I'm not trying to get shot up in my sleep. I don't know what y'all are trying to do, how y'all get down, I don't know. So I'm like, I'm not gonna risk it though. I'm not risking nothing. So I'm like, I'm not gonna stay in here. So I go and stay at my friend's dorm room. And I'm telling them, they're like, oh no, like, we don't want you staying in there either, because that's just weird. Like, I was just like, no, especially of what just happened. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Like, I'm not gonna, no, I don't feel comfortable doing that. So the next day, I still have the ponytail in, right? And she's like, you need to give me my ponytail. I'm about to go somewhere, and blah, 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 just being petty, you know, whatever. So I'm like, girl, oh no, and she's like, give me the ponytail, I'll come where you are and I'll pull it out, whatever.
I hope the fuck you do.
So, like, are you really about what you say you're about? Because this girl had been trying to find her, she don't want to lie, but whatever. We're not gonna get into that, so I want the story. But yeah, so I'm like, okay, you're doing a lot. And I told her, I'm at the library, I will be back when I'm back, whatever. So that was the end of that. So I get back, and she gone. So I'm like, good, I'm about to go to sleep, like, whatever. And she gonna wake me up talking about, I know you mad at me, but I just got beat up. I just got by this girl. I'm gonna call her C, by C. I think I mentioned that. By C, the one who I found out was on her Snap, whatever, by her, because they had fell out or whatever. So I'm like, why didn't you talk to me? Like, we're not cool. Like, no. So that's that other situation. So we wake up in the morning, right? And it's the day, I think, that we're about to leave, right? And so my friend, the roommate that my friend that I stayed in her dorm room, when I seen the gun, is who went to go get her hair done. So we are going downstairs because I key her into my room, whatever. And we see her walking past, and she's like, hey, are you gonna do my hair? And she go, yeah, I'm gonna do your hair, but not why that hoe in there.
And I looked at her. Who the fuck you think you talking to?
When I tell you, I was so fed up because y'all, I skipped a big part. Okay, rewind. Before that, so I walk in my room, right? And the biggest pet peeve I have is letting people sleep in my bed, letting people be in my bed, and you didn't ask me. You just think it's okay, which it's not at all. That is my space where I lay my head. I don't want any and everybody just sleeping in my bed. And prior to this happening, she has sent me a video of somebody sleeping in my bed, thinking that it was funny. And I'm FaceTiming her, calling her, telling her, get him out of my bed. And she's like, he won't get out. I don't know, like, what to do. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Because if the roles were switched and that was happening to you, you would be upset. So I'm like, okay, that was another red flag. So I'm like, that isn't funny, like, that's not cool. She's like, all right, like, I understand, cool. We've had this conversation before she did that video. Like, this is the boundaries. I don't like people in my bed. I don't like people in my bed like that. So please don't, you know, when you have friends over, don't let them sit on my bed. And when I have friends over, I won't let them just sit on your bed. You know, it was just a respect thing that I thought we had understood, but clearly not. So I walk in my room. No. So the girl, the roommate, I mean, why do I keep saying roommate? I'm getting hot, y'all, just thinking about the situation. But the girl that I stayed with when I seen the gun, whatever, her dorm. She sends me a picture and she's like, oh, so and so is in your room on your bed. So I'm like, let me see. And lo and behold, whoever it was sitting on my bed. And mind you, I don't have no personal relationship with this man. I don't know who this is. He's just sitting on my bed. So I walk in my room and the lights was off, but I turn on the lights and I'm looking like, and he's on my bed, and he knew he was in the wrong, because as soon as I turned the lights and as soon as I looked the way I did, he was like, oh, my bad, let me get off your bed. Like, you knew he was in the wrong. And that's what's so frustrating, because she just thinks it's okay to let people sit on my bed or to let people do what she wants when it's not okay at all. So that was another issue I had with her. Really, ultimately, it was just a big, like, respect issue. Really, it was just a big respect issue. So moving forward to when we walked down the stairs and she seen her and she was like, I'm not doing no, and we seen her and she's like, I'm not doing her hair, I mean your hair while that hoe is in there, whatever. So I'm looking at her like, who? Like, do not call me that. That is the thing you can do that will make me mad. Do not call me out of my name. That is not okay with me. I wasn't raised to call anybody out of their name. That is not who I am. That is, no, we're not doing that. So I'm like, who are you talking to? And I'm looking at her like, who are you talking to? So she just got her butt beat the day before. I'm like, you want to get beat up again? Because even though I come from the suburbs, whatever, and you come from South Dallas, how you want to rep your city, whatever, which is cool, whatever, but that has nothing to do with me putting my hands on you. See, y'all, I'm getting mad, I can't even get my words out right. But if that was the case, you, from where I'm from, before you from, that would have been out the window during that little fight. But it didn't get that far. But because I'm not stupid, because I guarantee you, if we would have fought, I would have got kicked off campus. She would have got kicked off campus. Now what? Like, it is not worth my future. I came here to get a degree, not to fight with you. I was gonna cuss, but I'm not cussing. But not to fight with you. I'm not doing that. So she gets to being loud, like, you want to fight, come fight me. Y'all, she has like 20 people holding her back for me. I don't have nobody around me, nothing. So I'm like, honey, if you want to fight, if you want to, I think I need that person. That's weird. Okay, but if you want to fight, then you come touch me. I'm standing here. I don't have nobody around me. And I'm telling her, if you want to fight, you come touch me, because I'm not getting kicked out of school for hitting you first. That's not how it's going to go. Because I have plenty of issues to be upset with you, whatever. And so she is letting everybody hold her back. She's not trying to get away or nothing, y'all. And so she rah, all this loud music, all this loud talking she doing, but she is not touching me. And I am like, if you want to fight me, come fight me. Like, it is that simple, I promise. And so the RAs end up coming and splitting it up, whatever. And then she leaves. I think she left that night, and then I left the night before that, whatever. And then you could. Oh, I cannot speak. But anyway, then when we came back from the break that we had, we were no longer roommates. We don't talk anymore. I do still see her around campus, like, and she's very childish about it. Like, she just tries to say these slick remarks every time she sees me, but it's like, clearly it's still bothering you, sweetheart. It is not bothering me at all. I could care less about the situation at this point. I just felt like it was very childish, and it was crazy. But that is my roommate experience, and fingers crossed that this coming year, I have a good roommate, we get along, whatever. But I don't know if this is at every school, but at my school, you have to stay on campus for 2 years and then you can move off. So this will be my last year on campus. I am getting an apartment. I will not, like, I don't want to, like, you could. But like, being roommates with somebody, I just don't like roommates. I don't like sharing my personal space. I don't like doing any of that. I don't like that. Not that I'm a hard person to get along with. It's just like, I don't like sharing my personal space like that. I just feel like that's too much, Like, they need to start making all dorm rooms where it's like y'all share the living room and the bathroom, but like your room closed door, their room closed door. You know what I mean? Like, that's just how it should be. And there is some dorms like that. I just couldn't get that dorm. But yeah, that's that, and that's my roommate story, freshman roommate story. It was a ride, a roller coaster, but hopefully next year is better. And if you guys like this video, please give me a thumbs up, comment, like, and subscribe. And we're gonna go up from here, and I hope you guys will ride this journey with me, because we're gonna be, you know, y'all will be on this journey with me while I get to know YouTube and learn how to edit videos and all that stuff. So bear with me, you guys, but you will not be bored on these videos. But yes, that is that crazy roommate story. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, like I said, and I'm out.